From Fort Worth, Texas, this is Midwestern Saturday, presented today by the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. I'm Joey McWilliams. It is an absolutely beautiful Saturday here in Fort Worth, actually South Fort Worth, and Crowley ISD. The football stadium here is fantastic. I'm joined by the athletic director today from Texas Wesleyan University, Mr. Ricky Dotson, and it is a privilege, sir, to get to spend some time with you today. I know we're going to talk about football and other things today. You guys have had quite a bit of success already this year, but let's talk some football first. But congratulations making it to the playoffs.
Well, I thank you, and thank you for being here. It's great to have you guys on site. Extremely excited about hosting a playoff game. It's our first time to be in the playoffs, so to get to host is really something that's exciting for our campus, and really, the city of Fort Worth has gotten excited about it. So it's a good time of year for us.
I've been here before. I got to come a couple of years ago. Wanted to make the trip down for the Lindsey Wilson game to start the season, but I'll take a playoff game. I think that's all right to be here. And we have some activity going on behind us. Again, I mentioned, by the way, today's broadcast is presented by the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. We're thrilled and privileged always to get to have them as one of our sponsors for the show. In talking about the football team this year, an undefeated season. Let's talk some football right now. I know in different parts of the country, and by the way, some playoff games are actually already started today. 8 playoff games in the NAIA. Some of them are already going on right now. I know it's quote-unquote football weather in other parts of the country. I'm okay with this.
I'm perfectly okay with it. I don't know that you could get a better day in November. I think it's going to be 62 for the high, sunshine. So it beats probably a lot of other places, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be cold and maybe wet and who knows what else,
right.
Inclement weather in other places. But in a situation like this, then, I would think, both these teams should have the opportunity today to really present everything they have and not be deterred by what the weather might go. I would look at somebody like an Ernest Caesar, somebody who has just absolutely, set records, obviously, for the program, and he's got his name among the best in the NAIA all time right now. Talk about what he's done and what he's meant to this team this year.
Oh, he's been unbelievable. I mean, as you said, he set touchdown records, rushing records. We really feel like he's one of the best players in the country, and I think his stats prove that. But a day like today, as you said, there's going to be no excuse. The ball's not going to be wet. The field's not going to be bad. So, we obviously need him to play well to have a chance to win. But he's a guy that's really exciting. If you haven't seen him play, he's got lots of speed, and I call it he's got a lot of juice to him. So it'll be exciting to watch.
And the team looks to be at full strength. It seems like a team that's prepared and obviously had a week off maybe to rest and recover just a little bit. That was nice. I think it's really great, too, that you all get a home game here and get to, show off what you all do here. I know I want to talk about your field in the future, but this Crowley ISD stadium is fantastic.
Well, I think it would be very difficult to find another stadium at our level that would be any better than this. I mean, it's a magnificent place. It's been open 3 years. This is our second year to play here. But an unbelievable venue. Our players love playing in it. I think the opponents like playing here. We are in the process of building a stadium on campus, and it's been something that we're looking extremely forward to because it's going to allow us to get our alums back on campus. It's going to allow our students easier access. This is about a 20-minute drive from our campus, so a little bit out of the way, but when we can get on campus and do things right there, I think it's going to be an even better situation for us than we have now. Not to say that we're going to have a stadium like this, but we want to create something very similar to this that's going to give our fans a great place to watch a game. And if we get weather like this, it's really not going to matter much.
Now, I will say that the last time I was here, it was a little bit warmer because we are right here in the heart of Texas. And you come down here for a game in August or early September, it's gonna be a little warmer than this. This is absolutely perfect. By the way, we're visiting with Ricky Dotson, who's the athletic director for Texas Wesleyan University. If you're just tuning in on this Saturday afternoon, playoff action going on all across the country. 5 games, I believe, of the 8 have already gotten underway as we are broadcasting right now. This game is scheduled for a 2 o'clock Central kick time, and so we've got a little bit more time to talk. it's not just football here. I mean, Texas Wesleyan, it doesn't matter what the sport, Texas Wesleyan comes to play. I had an opportunity a couple of weeks ago to be down here for the Sooner Athletic Conference Championship in volleyball between Texas Wesleyan and Nelson. Now, I will say, unfortunately for the Rams, they did fall in that one, but volleyball program at one point 25 consecutive wins. That's crazy.
Yeah, and this year marked our 8th consecutive trip to the national tournament. So they have built a tradition and a history of being really competitive, even at the national level. It's something we take great pride in all of our sports. But as you said, volleyball has been extremely good. Our football team, this was a 3rd conference championship in a row. Basketball is off to a really good start. So we feel like we have a great university academically. It's a great community. The Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex is a place that I think a lot of people want to be, and so it's a big draw for us from a recruiting standpoint. And then to be able to provide some athletic opportunities that are going to be successful, I think is really good for our university. So I feel like we've got a great situation. All of our sports are I think, on the verge of really breaking through at a national level, and we've got some that are already there. And so for me as an athletic director, take a lot of pride in that, but also take a lot of pride in the academics that we present. I mean, we had 16 of our 19 intercollegiate teams were scholar teams a year ago. So we're doing something right in the classroom as well.
That is important, and I appreciate you mentioning that. I would say also, it's kind of still crossover season. If you're playing the playoffs, it's definitely still crossover season. The volleyball team, you mentioned 8th consecutive year being in the NAIA tournament, just had their trip to the NAIA tournament. Came up just a little bit short against a very tough Bellevue team. That's going to be a tough Bellevue team anyway around. So props to the volleyball team. But basketball, men's basketball 5-3 as of today. Women's basketball 6-1 as of today. I want to go back to something you said, though, and I think this is big, that here you are in the playoffs, and it's a team that, by all rights, probably could have, and you don't have to say this, I'll say this, should have made the playoffs last year, the year before, too, being at the top of the Sooner Athletic Conference. Address that as to how big it is, maybe breaking onto the national stage, and of course getting a win here is important as well.
Well, it's really important, and a year ago we had a heartbreaking loss at the end of the year that really pushed us into a tie for the conference championship. We controlled our own destiny and didn't really take care of it, and that's the way it goes sometimes. It was heartbreaking, it really was. So to bounce back and to get here this year, I think is a little extra special for us. But we want to be successful at it. We don't just want to be here. We want to make a little run and see how good we are. You play your conference teams, and then you don't really know how you compare to the rest of the country. And so this is going to give us an opportunity to do that. And I'm excited about that, and I think our players are excited about that. But in terms of the playoffs, we've never been here before. It's our first trip. It has created a buzz and an excitement in the community and on campus. And I think that's the thing that when you look around is really kind of, I guess, gives me a little bit of pride to see that happen. So it's been good.
Well, I know that you have a lot to do today, and I won't keep you much longer, but before we go on, I would ask you, and I don't know, maybe pull up just a little bit there. I would ask you, would you have a pick on a day like today? We talked about Ernest Caesar, and he should get some recognition. This entire team, really, I hope that what's happening behind us a little bit later on today does give them the recognition that they deserve, because it's been a team effort. Coach Sherrod coming in, I mean, how nice is that when you come in and you haven't had a loss yet?
Well, he's done an unbelievable job, and some people will say, well, that they had a really good team in place, and we did. But you still got to coach those guys, and you got to get them across the finish line. And he's done an unbelievable job with our football team, and just in the community and the way he's handled himself. I couldn't be any more pleased with the job that he's done. And I again, like you said, Ernie's got a chance to be Player of the Year, I think, or at least I hope. and I hope that Brad has a chance to be Coach of the Year because the job he's done has been fantastic. So really blessed to have those guys on our side.
All right. Are you picking a win?
I'm not picking anything. I learned a long time ago that you don't pick, especially from this position. You just kind of sit and watch and hope everybody plays well.
All right. Well, it wasn't a bait, but I did want to ask.
Well,
sometimes you want to talk about those things. I'm not broadcasting this game, so I can pick one a little bit later on, and we will. We'll talk about the other playoff games here in just a moment. But
well, I'm going to stick around and listen to who you pick. I'll be interested to hear who that is. So.
All right. And I do have one, and it's already there, and it's locked in because I did go ahead and post last night online. So
very good.
I've locked in with it. I'm not just saying something because I'm here.
Well, again, we appreciate you being here. Hopefully we'll give you a good show.
I believe you will. Mr. Ricky Dotson, who is the athletic director at Texas Wesleyan University, thank you, sir, for taking
Joey.
time with us today.
Okay.
All right, we're going to stick around just a little bit longer because we do have those other playoff games to talk about. And I'll tell you something else, in case you didn't know this. I had my 4th grandchild born last night. So if you didn't see that online, so grandbaby number 4 came in. Julian Robert, he was 9 pounds 5 ounces, and yes, I said that correct. 21 inches long. He, I think, once we bring him home, I'm going to give a call to Coach Sherrod down here and say, listen, we're about 2 years away from having an offensive lineman for you. So give him enough time to get off the bottle, and I'm going to bring him home from the hospital and let him help me mow the lawn a little bit next week. So that's a big part of it. Anyway, so we didn't do a show last night because we definitely spent time with family. And you guys, if you're familiar with the channel any at all, you know that family is first here on Midwest Sportsnet. And we talk about our faith and we talk about our family. So actually I have that wrong. God first, family second. Football is there, but we have to take care of those two things first. So let's talk about the playoffs here for just a moment. I want to give a shout out, by the way, to Jolie McWilliams, who is here, production assistant today, and I hope that everything looks and sounds good, because if it doesn't, it's entirely her fault, not mine at all. So keep that in mind. Also, I want to say again, thank you to the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma for being our presenting sponsor for the day, and we appreciate the Choctaw Nation. Listen, I came down here to the Fort Worth area and said something, someone asked me, where are you from? And I said, well, I'm from Durant, Oklahoma. And the first thing he said, okay, well, we know where that is, and that, that we go up and we visit the casino regularly. So the Choctaw Casino, obviously a part of what's going on there, but we appreciate the Choctaw Nation and all that they do. Let's talk some football right now really quickly, and let's go with the playoff games that are out there. 8 games on the docket today. 8 games on the docket today. The first game involves the number 1 team in the country, and that is Kaiser. Kaiser taking on the team that had well, for lack of anything better to say, the worst record coming into the playoffs, 5-5. Pikeville got a big win last week, and I picked Pikeville over Baker. I decided to go with the injury report midway through the week, and really felt like Truman Julesgaard being out made a difference, enough of a difference right there. And so Pikeville gets the win over Baker. It's a different scenario today traveling down to Kaiser. Shout out, by the way, to Michael Brooks, who hopefully is already in place there and watching the game down there. He told me it was going to be 80 degrees at Kaiser today for a football game. I still will take my 60 degrees, Michael, right here in Fort Worth, because that way you just don't get too warm as the sun comes out. We're getting ready for the national anthem here. I hope you can still hear me above that. I didn't realize that speaker was as loud there, so they're testing out the works there. We're picking Kaiser. We're just going to go ahead and say really quickly, we're picking Kaiser in this one. Lee Kirkland has had a fantastic season. Amon Williams, also a fantastic season. I think the defense is a lot, and also, these are defending national champions, undefeated through the regular season, a couple of wins over Division II programs, playing at home. I just feel like the defense is too solid there, so we're taking Kaiser in that one. The number 2 seed, or the number 2 team in the country, however you want to see this, Grandview at home in Des Moines today. And the weather's going to be a little bit different, or is a little bit different than what you're seeing right here in Fort Worth. As the national anthem. Again, I honestly don't know if you can hear me or not. I hope that you can, so I'm just going to keep talking. Friends traveling to Des Moines to take on Grandview. Now, Grandview's defense is solid, and I would say also, I don't feel like that Jackson Waring has been turned loose yet this year. So this could be a big day for Jackson Waring, really getting to have an opportunity to play it at his best. But the Friends offense is something else. Now, to Grandview's credit, I think they've had a little bit more than a week to prepare. You know, the off week in there, the bye week, and so you had a chance, if you're Grandview on staff there on defense specifically, to look at both the OUAZ offense, who Friends last week 47-35, and the Friends offense. They're two radically different offenses. There's been time to get things in play. I think the weather favors a running team a little bit more, plus the fact that I saw a Harding Bisons team. Yes, it's Bisons for the Harding, Bison for everybody else, but it's the Bisons if you're from Searcy, Arkansas. I saw a Harding team last year take a national championship with an offense very, very similar to this. We're looking at a historically good offense with Friends as well, because it's now more than 5,000 yards rushing for the season, 5,078 to be exact, and that number is just growing today as well. So if you can hear me, know that Midwest Sportsnet, we are taking Friends on the road as the upset today in Des Moines. That is our pick today. Indiana Wesleyan hosting today, and they're hosting Southwestern College, also from the KCAC. The Kessinger Division represented last week and picked up a couple of playoff wins. I think that's great for the conference. And Indiana Wesleyan at home, dominant, and we've seen them put up huge scoring in buckets. And that's a place that the Wildcats can hold their hat. But we're going to go with the defense today and saying that the Indiana Wesleyan defense, which has its work cut out for it, trying to slow down the mound builders on defense. Braden Howell has been phenomenal all year long. I think this is a close game. I don't think it's a blowout, but I am taking the Wildcats at home in that one. The number 4 team in the country is Montana Western, and they're playing at home today, and that really is the key. I think these two Frontier Conference teams having the benefit of playing at home today, they've earned that. And Montana Western, it's a big opportunity for them, and I feel like there's just going to be too much bulldog in that one. So Montana Western, that is our pick today for Midwest Sportsnet. The number 5 team in the country is St. Thomas. St. Thomas also taking on a team that plays solid defense. Georgetown made the trip down, and the way I heard it, they left on Wednesday. So they got to celebrate Thanksgiving along the way, get down, make their way to St. Thomas to be able to have time and prepare themselves well. The long trip, that's out of the way now. And so Georgetown has an opportunity to shine. This is a very strong defense
and the temperature
that the Tigers bring to the table.
degrees.
I think there's going to be a lot of Rontavious Farmer and more, the all-time leader in Georgia collegiate rushing yards, and we're going to go with St. Thomas at home, getting the victory in this one over a very tough Georgetown team. It's going to be close in that one. All right, the number 6 team in the seeds and the number 6 team in the country, Morningside at home in Sioux City. And Morningside taking on a very tough Mid-America Nazarene team. We've been following the Pioneers all year long. One loss in the regular season. Happy to have not only seen them make the playoffs this year, but also get that bye. So Mid-America Nazarene had a week extra to get ready to take on Morningside. Adrian Parsons has been phenomenal, and I think Adrian Parsons has an opportunity to do something special today. The Morningside defense has really stepped it up, especially in the latter part of the season, and so we're taking the Stangs in this one. Midwest Sportsnet pick Morningside, the Mustangs in a close one in inclement weather. We'll see how it plays out. The number 7 team is Montana Tech. We've already talked about Montana Tech and Montana Western, those Frontier Conference teams playing at home. Now, I realize there are games going on. Right now, Montana Tech, Montana Western, neither one of them going on. I have no way of knowing what's happening in the other 5 games. I've already made my picks. They're already out there. So if you're looking at me and going, Joe, you're just picking this because these teams are already winning right now, I don't know. And I could be completely wrong, and you're laughing at me because the other team's winning and I picked the other team. No, we're going with Montana Tech. Blake Thielen, just a fantastic quarterback, and Lander Smith has had really a fantastic season, a historic season on his end. The Ore Diggers on defense are going to stand up today against a Northwestern team that has shown that it can play defense as well. Northwestern has made it to back-to-back national championship games on the road today at Montana Tech. That one may be a tough challenge for this team. We're taking the Ore Diggers at home in this one. And finally, what's going on behind me right now? You see the Texas Wesleyan Rams, and I get a look and an opportunity to see them warming up. It's about an hour and 15 minutes until kickoff here at Crowley ISD, just the southern portion of Fort Worth proper. Benedictine on the other end warming up. The Ravens, a great season. Also glad to see that they were able to make it into that top 12. And I don't know, we may get into the action before the day's over with, but not right now. Glad to see the Cameras still doing well. Texas Wesleyan, we had a chance to talk about her this season. Carson Rogers has had a fantastic year. The defense may have its challenges for the Rams today, keeping up with Jackson Dooley and the Ravens on offense, but I think the Ravens defense has its own challenges with which to deal, and that Rams offense, if it's going and going strong, I don't know that it's going to be tough to stop them here at Crowley ISD. The home field advantage going to the Rams today. That is our pick. Texas Wesleyan over Benedictine today, and so we picked only one road team. Really wanted to go with Northwestern, thought about it, think Montana Tech's a little bit too much. Same thing, really considered Southwestern College on the road at Indiana Wesleyan. We just think the Wildcats are too much. So our own lone road team that we're picking today is Friends. Everybody else, we're taking the home team and the higher seed in that. All right. Shout out to Ricky Dodson, by the way, for taking some time with us today here on Midwest Sports Saturday. We appreciate him. Shout out to the Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma. We appreciate them and their sponsorship. Big time shout out to Jolie McWilliams, production assistant today. I really appreciate her. To Julian Robert Woods, who's 1 day old today, and who knows, he may be on one of these fields sometime soon. And to you for watching. Thank you very much for being a part of Midwest Sports Saturday. We will be live streaming from Studio B tomorrow night, and we will talk about this game and a whole lot more than 8 games on the playoff docket then. We're looking forward to getting to visit with you there. Thank you for watching our live stream today. Again, from Fort Worth, Texas, Crowley ISD, Texas Wesleyan, Benedictine. They're going to get started in just a little bit more than an hour, and we are looking forward to getting to watch an NAIA playoff game today, up close and personal from the field, from the press box, and who knows where we may show up as well. Thanks for watching. God bless you all. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later on Midwest Sportsnet.